Everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets, and welcome to card number 7 in the Halloween card series for 2020. Here's the card that we're going to be making, and I'm going to be using a lot of scraps to create this card. The first thing I'm going to show you is the card base. It is a piece of black cardstock that was left over in my stash. It is 5 by 10 and it's scored at 5, so we're going to be making a 5 by 5 square card. Yes, a square card, which is very unusual for me, but I thought this stamp set just warranted it. And then that pattern paper that you saw is a piece of scrap paper from a Michaels paper pad that I'm sure that I bought for the girls last Halloween. I cut that down to 1/8 of an inch bigger than the 5, or smaller, sorry, 1/8 of an inch smaller than the 5 by 5 black card base. I don't know exactly what that measurement is, but I can tell you it's 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then I cut a piece of scrap purple cardstock down to be a little bit larger than the watercolor piece. Now the watercolor piece is from a Master's Touch 4 by 6 sheet, and I cut that in half so it's 3 by 4. So the purple piece is 1/8 of an inch larger than the 3 by 4. We're inking up the Rabbit Hole Designs Boo Kitty stamp set with some Catherine Pooler Midnight ink. We're inking up the kitty with the witch's hat, and then in the bottom left-hand corner, I inked up the word Boo. You can't see it on camera, and I do apologize for that. I didn't realize that I wasn't in frame, but you'll see it in a minute. We're going to ink it up a couple times because this watercolor paper is textured, so it does take a few times to get a really good solid impression, and that's what I wanted to do, was get a really good solid impression for this. So I believe I ink it up 3 or 4 times. That one eye just didn't seem to want to stamp. I don't think I put enough pressure on it. But we're going to ink it up again and stamp it down, and then it looks perfect. The kitty is so cute. You don't have to color it. This would be a great image if you're going to do cards for kids for Halloween and just leave it like that and have the kids color it. I think that's so fun. It gives them something to do. So now I'm taking that piece of pattern paper and taking my Rabbit Hole Designs Cottontail brushes, blending brushes, and going around the edges with some Distress Oxide in Black Soot. I just wanted to give it a little bit of distressing. We talked about if you watch the Back to Basics hop, a lot of people were talking about distress inks and distress oxides. We were talking about that last night in a live video. We were talking about how that used to be the thing to do, and I forgot about doing it, so I decided to ink up the edges in this one. And now we're going to be using the ATG to glue it down to the 5 by 5 card base. I was really just letting the ink from the stamped image dry for a little bit, and I figured I'd put the background together. Now this black piece is just a scrap from when I cut the card base down, the cardstock down to create the card base, and it fits perfectly across the front. So that is I guess that was the it must be an inch because the paper was 8.5 by 11, and that inch was what was left over. So just glued that to the front of it, and now I'm getting ready to color my piece. So we're going to be using the Inktense pencils. And the first color that I use is Fuscia. Now I wanted this cat to look like you were looking at the inside of its ear. It just has there's no line on it, but I decided that I was going to create my own by bringing the Fuscia up slightly, but leaving a space to where I could make it black. So it kind of differentiated from the hat, and it actually makes it look like the ear is in front of the hat instead of right next to it in the end. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I used the Fuscia Inktense watercolor pencil, which I am loving these. You're going to see a lot of videos with these because these are my new favorite tools. I actually have a larger set of these in my cart right now on Amazon, and I'm trying to wait to see if the price goes down because I love these things and I just want more colors. So we are now using the black one, which I believe is called Ink Black. Yep, Ink Black. And we're just coloring in the cat. Now, there is no purple in the set that I have, so, because the original idea was to do the hat purple and the cat black with a little bit of pink on it so that it kind of matched the cat on the background. However, there was no purple, so I kind of had to make a little bit of an adjustment. So this is going to take me a while to color in. So I figured while I am watercoloring, I'll just talk a little bit about watercoloring first, and then we'll talk about some other things. So what I like to do with this watercolor is actually from the darker areas, I like to pick up some of that pencil and bring it around. So I put a little bit of layer down, put some water on my brush, pull that color down, and that'll start to fade it out. But if you get too much color in one area, you can actually re-wet your brush and pull that color down. And you'll notice I do that in a little bit for some other areas. See, I'm going back over it. And you can also, these pencils are so great, you can put some water on your brush and also just take the bristles and go right over the tip of the pencil and pick up some of the color that way. That way you don't pick up too much color. So I am absolutely loving these brushes. This is when you'll see I go in and kind of define the ear. It almost makes it look 3D, like the ear is actually, you're seeing the side of the ear, like the top is almost folded over. So it looks really good in the end. It might not look so great here, but once it dries and in person, I think it looks really, really good. So these pencils are absolutely amazing. I am terrible at watercoloring. Let me tell you. My colors run together. I'm impatient. These make watercoloring so easy, and I can't even believe that I can say that I can watercolor. This is why I need all of the Inktense pencils. Now, they are pretty expensive. They are on the more pricey side, but for me, I will use them a lot. They're almost like, they're in the colored pencil world, I feel like they are the Copics. So if you're a Copic colorist, you know that if you color with other markers, yes, they're good, but Copics are great. These Inktense pencils are great. They're just so fantastic. I can't say enough good things about them. I'm really, really loving this as a coloring medium. So do you guys have Inktense pencils? Have you ever used them? Let me know your thoughts on Inktense pencils, and is it worth it to get the larger sets? And what is the largest set? I've been looking around for it, and I think the one is a 7. I want to say there's a 36 and a 72, but those were super expensive. So I had a pack of 12, and I just, this is what I have. I believe there's 12 of them. There's either 8 or 12, and I just absolutely love them. So let me know what you guys think of the Inktense pencils. Are you liking this watercoloring thing? I do have one more card that is going to go up on on Sunday as my submission for the Halloween series that we're doing, that everybody has their own day. So I'm sorry that I apologize. That's Lucy. She is bringing her mouse over, and I know she sounds like a small child. She's not a child crying. That's a cat. Anyway, for the Till Death Do Us craft series, I do have an Inktense watercolor project coming up with that, and that one is so cool. I can't wait to show that to you guys. But I am sending it out to somebody for a swap, so I have to wait until I'm going to send it out this week, and I want to make sure that it gets to her first before I show it. So that's why I did this one. Even though I did this one after the video after it, I put this video up first. Anyway, you guys didn't need to know all that. Let me know, honestly, let me know what your thoughts are on Inktense pencils. Are you liking this series? Should I do another series on it? Are you getting tired of that? Do you want me to go back to Copics? Let me know, what your thoughts are. What are your favorite mediums lately? I just asked you a bunch of questions, but I'm sitting here coloring, and I probably could have sped through this part, but sometimes I find it very relaxing just to watch somebody color. I'm definitely not great at coloring, so, you kind of see what you get. This is definitely amateur hour. With this, I like the way that there was kind of a texture on the hat. If you see on the right-hand side where I just kind of scribbled that, you'll notice in the end product, there's kind of, the lines didn't fully, I didn't fully get rid of them, so you see them and it's almost like texture for the hat. So now that color is deep, I believe it's called deep indigo, and that was the closest to purple that this set has. And then her eyes, I was torn between the leaf, because the background is like this one's apple green is the one that I was thinking I was going to use. It looks a lot like the background, but I liked the teal green better. I just liked that I just thought that it would make the cat's eyes stand out. So I used that. I used fuchsia for beans on the paws. I used the deep indigo for the hat. I used fuchsia for the nose, the mouth, and the ears, and then that teal green for the eyes. I actually went back in with the black, what the heck, I keep forgetting that color, ink black, I think it is, yes, ink black. I went back in with the eyes, and I'm actually going to go in with some ink black on the band on the hat, like the belt on the hat, and then the buckle I actually did in a yellow, which is sun yellow. I didn't put that in there. I cut out that part of the coloring. I went back in with a Jelly Roll white pen to put the dot in the eyes that was drawn in there. I also put some dots, like little freckles on the cat, and then I went back in with a little bit of fuchsia to kind of add a little bit of rosiness to the cheeks. And that was it for the coloring. So now we're going to put that last piece on. I'm going to use my ATG and glue it down. So that's basically the card. It was a very quick and easy card. I didn't put a sentiment on the inside. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am really, like I said, I'm really loving these Inktense videos. Let me know if you guys don't like them, then I'll do another thing, I'll move on to another medium, but I'm enjoying them. I hope you guys are too. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, subscribing. It means so much to me. I'm close to 500, which is absolutely amazing. It's really cool to see your numbers go up, so I wanted to thank all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the comments and all the love. It means a lot. So here is the finished card, and then I will show you some pictures of it. If you're not a subscriber and you like the video, please hit subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video. Bye!